Good morning, good afternoon, Facebook world, and hello to all our friends. This is David and Stephen, and we are broadcasting. Well, I know it still says building your community, and I promised myself that after the show every week, I'll change it to broadcasting to your community.
It's a new show.
I will.
Whatever.
Well, we're just doing something different. Talking and doing things differently. We had quite a time last week, if memory serves.
Oh, I got something in my eye. Sorry. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Now I'm going to take the branding off for a moment because I can't see you. You disappeared into the ether. Just a minute.
I can just sit like this.
You can't crouch down all show. I can put it on again at the end.
Neck by the time I'm done.
And we say hello to Kelly, who joined us for the shows last week. No sound.
No sound.
No sound for either of us. Well, let's just run for a minute or two. And have you got your phone handy, David? Let's just check whether we've got. If anybody, to all our viewers, welcome to the show. And if you can, Kelly's saying silent movie. If you can hear us, because you're watching along with Kelly, then whether we've got. If anybody, to all our viewers,
I can hear it, no problem. Right.
Okay. We're not getting problems. Could you refresh?
I can hear it.
Barry's saying, yeah. Well, no. Could they refresh because they can't hear it? Welcome to the show. And if you can. Yeah. Okay. Let's say good afternoon to Barry.
I can hear, no problem.
Okay. Don. We're not getting problems. Okay. He's got sound on his phone. I can hear you. Just needed to refresh. Okay. Is the advice.
That's weird.
Advice. Thank you, Barry.
You gotta turn your hearing aid up, Kelly.
It's a Facebook thing, and we're joined by Corinda, and we say hello to Corinda. Now, interestingly this morning, I haven't got the screenshot. Corinda took a screenshot 4 hours ago, and the screenshot said that this show was live. Yep, it's in black and white, well, color it was, but this show was live at 12 o'clock. And I went and checked on the desktop and it wasn't live. And I checked on my phone and it wasn't live. But on Corinda's phone, it was live.
At 12 o'clock, whose time?
12 o'clock my time, 4 hours ago.
Really?
Really? Yeah. So, Corinda, I hope you can obviously see us now. And Kelly's fine. He's refreshed now. And
turn it up.
Now. Yep. Yep. Turn up the volume. Don't go to 11 though. Don't go up to 11.
When those things are happening, you know what that means, right? I think I know what it means.
Okay.
It means Facebook's gotten out their keyboard and they're programming some things. They're working on some stuff. I don't know. That's what I think. They're messing with stuff, and even Facebook doesn't know everything magically.
Well, we'll talk about Facebook knowing too much later. Right. Okay. Yeah. Last week was a blast. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And I mean, you and I were on with Marco on Monday and later on in the week.
Thursday.
And Thursday. Yeah. And it was just a great week. So just thank you to everybody, and not to forget anybody. That's one of my favorite photos. Can I just put that full screen for a minute?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite photos of the week. This was Wednesday with Tina and Fons and Marco and Brigetti. And this was just
Where's Fons?
Sorry?
I don't see Fons.
On the picture?
Yeah. I don't see him.
Oh, cut off.
No. I see a clean shaven, no beard, no hat guy.
Right. Okay.
Well, I don't see Fons. It says that him.
You couldn't identify him.
No,
that's the new look, and he does look younger when he's shaving. Has to be said.
Does.
Although he does have grandchildren, so
wow.
Okay. Corinda's refreshed and it's working, and weird because I'm watching you on TV. Thank you, Corinda. Right. Okay. Now, I'll take that photograph off screen and leave the two of us on screen. Take off Corinda's comment, bring up Kelly's comment. It's a busy day today. Fundsy, it's not the funds anymore. It's not the funds anymore. No, we should tell him he might join us. Oh, comments. We've got comments. And Barry is saying he enjoyed the shows last week. We enjoyed it too, Barry. Thank you for watching us.
Yeah, thanks.
Did have a good time. And Dom's refreshed too. Dom can hear us now. And Corinda is saying, as probably Stephen and David, good news. I'm allowed to stream.
No, were you not allowed to before?
His family decided that he wasn't allowed to stream, but he had a discussion with, and he can now stream again. So we look forward to your shows, Corinda. And I'm back now. If I freeze,
well, we got the whole family showing up here, right?
Oh,
we've got the whole family.
Tracy Gardner.
Hello, Tracy.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tracy, for joining us today. Anything can happen. Usually does.
Already has.
Right. Okay. Now, I suppose first thing we've got to do is I just got to join you in your weekend celebrations because of the Sting.
Oh,
and even I noticed when the Sting win 4-1.
Right, I did see that. I saw that you shared that, and I was like, "Whoa, he's up past his bedtime." Yeah, it was good, and I'll be talking about it later today on the show this afternoon. But well, it makes the what was I going to say? It makes the post game interviews more enjoyable. When you can go, yes. Hey, you got 2 goals. Wow, congratulations! That's your 40th goal of the season, and blah blah blah. You know, and all that stuff, right? So, yeah, it's good, and it's good, but it's too bad in a way because it's like right at the end of the season, and now they're beating. And like Guelph is a really good team. You know, they lost to London last week, but they're doing so much better. So who knows what happens? What change? If we knew what was happening, I wouldn't have a talk show to talk about it, or they wouldn't need me to go live at the arena, right? So. Yeah, it was really good. I'll be showing that post-game interview this afternoon, but it was good. And I just want to say too, shout out to Barry and his wife Deborah. They were at the hockey game, and they said they were going to be there, and they said they were in section 105, which is just kind of right next to where I set up, and I did get to wave at them. I apologize, I didn't get a chance to get over and talk to you guys, but I'm sure you know I'm busy doing all kinds of stuff, so. It was nice to see them there, and the fans are a whole lot happier. and then one of my co-hosts, Jay Peckham, he's in a much better mood when we go live. That's all I can say about that. So, of course, coming up soon, we'll be talking about coming into the next season, what to expect there, and it was really, I don't know if you saw last week, Stephen, that I actually did a live stream broadcast for the Sarnia Sting. Where'd you go? There you are.
Okay, I'm back.
They actually hired me to do a live stream broadcast. They did a thing called Captain's Corner from our casino here. And they see me becoming more a part of the team more and more. They were really impressed with the live stream that I did. And it's kind of because just so people understand, like I don't work for the Sarnia Sting, I work with the Sarnia Sting. So the years that I've been there doing the broadcasting, I've just gotten my own sponsors, et cetera, to support it. And now they've seen the growth in it, and now they're going, okay, when we do these community things, we want to bring you out to do that. And they had me doing some at the end of period 1 before I went live. I'd be down at the players' bench talking to a player for about 30 seconds. They'd have it on the big jumbotron and everything. So they see more of that interaction with me next season. So
right.
Very, very excited for that.
Brilliant. I'm delighted when Sarnia win. I suppose the whole town is cheered up for the few days.
Yeah. It's too bad because some fans, they get upset and screw this, I'm not going, or I'm not buying season tickets anymore. And it's like, I don't know. Of course, you want your team to win, but when they're losing is when you really have to stand behind them.
It's
easy to stand beside somebody who's winning.
I mean, my team, as you know, is Burnley. Burnley in Lancashire, 20 miles north of Manchester. And we are currently 10th in the Premiership in the UK. And we played Tottenham Hotspur, or the Spurs, at the weekend. Now, in previous seasons, we'd have got drubbed 4 or 5-1. This season, though, we drew 1-1, and we're only 1 point away from being safe. If you get 40 points, then you're safe. There is mathematically you cannot go down. Okay. So once you've got the 40th point, then you know that you're in the Premiership for next year, playing the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea and Arsenal and Man City and Man United. So we need 1 point. We have 9 games to get 1 point. And you get 3 points a game if you win. So the odds are on our side for a change. All right. Now, talking of things to celebrate, Dom is going to be celebrating soon.
A 3rd grandchild. Woo! Look out.
Congratulations, Dom.
Congratulations,
that's not
Dom.
far,
That's awesome.
is it? Yeah. I mean, that's not far at all. Oh.
No. Well, it's kind of a teasing time of season around here because today it is 15 degrees Celsius. Which for this, it's beautiful. And for this time of year around it, this time of year, it's getting there, but like we've had a really mild winter compared to what we normally have. And of course, me being a guy with the motorcycle, I'm like, oh, it's like, but there's still sand and crap on the road, right? Sand and salt, and need a couple of good rains. Jason, he does Uber Eats on his e-bike, and he's getting anxious to get back out there and do that. And he was like, oh, maybe I'll do that. It's going to be nice. I'm like, I think you should wait because you can damage your bike too, right? So have to be careful about that. But it's a tease. It's like, come on.
Well, yeah, we've had a mild winter too. We've had virtually no snow down in Wiltshire, and we've had floods throughout the UK. And the only place that's had real snow is the Cairngorms, where the skiing is. And thank goodness they had some snow. But south of that, no snow at all, really, not to speak of. So that's good. That's good. But I'm looking forward to Easter as well. Easter's the first time you get a chance to have a break.
Right. I hear the footsteps. That means Jennifer's home for lunch. She warned me. She said, coming home for lunch, don't be alarmed. Because she did it one time. And I'm like, who the heck is running around upstairs? Okay. Coronavirus.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
Okay.
My battery died. Son of a gun.
Right. Well,
hang on.
Okay. Whilst David is sorting his battery out, And I've got an echo from somewhere. There is a situation. I'll just catch up the comments. I'm liking the banner. Thank you. Debbie will like it when it says broadcasting to your community. I'm working on it. At the top. Yes, thank you, Corinda. And so let's change topic, but is F1 cancelled? Right, okay, we are talking about coronavirus, and certain sporting events have been cancelled. The Chinese Grand Prix, Formula One, has been cancelled, but the first Grand Prix, which takes place this weekend in Melbourne in Australia, is going ahead. And it's going ahead because the Department of Health in Victoria, which is where Melbourne is, have said there are no cases of coronavirus in this state, never mind in Melbourne. So they don't have a problem with large crowds actually gathering at the racetrack over the weekend. So it is going ahead. It will be open to the public and it will be on television this weekend. So I'm looking forward to the first Grand Prix of the season in Melbourne on March 15th. So it's going ahead, Corinda, which is good. And to Kelly. And, oh, wait a minute. Okay. I've lost the comments. Okay, I'm trying to take it easy after last week. Oh, there are no, right, okay, I can stop busking now. I've had the thumbs up, which means I can go like this. And magically.
Always have a plan B.
Oh, yeah. Right, so
and a C and a D and an E and an F.
Right, and Corinda is saying, have a good show. I have to go and watch the replay. Corinda, take care. See you soon.
Don't worry.
Be good. Don't worry. Be happy.
Oh, I'm having a day here.
Right, okay. Before you disappeared and came back again, you've got the magic plus again. You were mentioning coronavirus.
Yep.
Now, we know it's while Derry gets up to speed, coronavirus is currently in over 100 countries.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a screen share. That's magic.
There you go.
I'm going to, for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to take the banner off. Okay, so let's take the banner off and apply that. And I'm going to bring this into the broadcast. I'm going to take myself off screen for a moment.
Uh-oh. Well, he does that. He just says,
where you go, David. You can still hear me?
Yes, I can.
You.
Yes, I can. Well, and there's a dead giveaway right at the top. Shouldn't say dead when I'm talking about coronavirus. Right at the top, you can tell what I've been shopping for. I've been looking around at drones. Had some ham radios up there. So there's Google at work or Amazon at work or whatever it is. Anyway, coronavirus live updates. Don't go on cruises. Canada's top doctor says there's several presumptive cases that have to be confirmed by the national lab in Winnipeg before added to the official list. The Grand Princess cruise ship operated by Princess Cruises maintains a holding pattern about 25 miles off the coast of San Francisco, California. Many people there are contained. Yes, and this just goes to show the level that this has affected, like cruise ships and countries around the world. Like you said, I think we're up to, don't quote me on this, anybody, 50-ish, 58, 59 in Canada. So
yeah, we're
Canada's top public health doctor. Sorry, what's that?
173 in the UK with 4 people dead, unfortunately.
Yeah. Canada's top public health doctor recommends Canadians avoid traveling on all cruise ships to protect against the spread of the virus. Avoid traveling, period, I think would be my I know that we did have something put out. Well, I could probably bring that up too. Something that I put out on my Facebook page that or my Facebook group, I should say, to be accurate. So much slower when you're live.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah, local Lambton public health. Because people locally are concerned too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been shaking hands with anybody. Just, I don't know. There's something down. Where does it go? It's right here. It is. See if I can bring it up there. So, Lambton Public Health closely monitoring the virus outbreak level of risk for residents of Lambton County remains low. At this time, the virus is not circulating locally. However, given the global circumstances, Ontario is actively working with municipal and health partners to plan for the potential of local spread. Continue to monitor situations, stay informed, blah, blah, blah. How to protect yourself. Information resource for more about travel, protect yourself when to see a healthcare provider, employees, business. So, doesn't seem to be a huge, they're looking at it, but it doesn't seem to be a huge concern locally. I shouldn't say it's not a concern. Mm-hmm. I should say that it's low risk, I guess, what they're talking about, which is good.
Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have cases in Wiltshire, about 20 miles away from us. I think the only thing you can do is obviously, as they say, wash your hands frequently, especially when you've been out and you come back. And that's about the only thing you can do personally. One thing that's happening, and it started in Australia, of all places, and that is people are actually hoarding.
Yeah.
Is that happening in your local supermarkets? I mean, Angelica, just to give you an idea, Angelica's just got back from going into town, and she went to the local Aldi, and there was no toilet paper, there was no disinfectant, there was no soap, anything that you might run out of if you're actually confined to barracks. Throughout the country. Yeah. If you want to get hold of a toilet roll at the moment, you cannot.
Okay. Did you say Aldi?
Aldi, ALDI.
Oh, you have Aldis over there? We have them. Well, Jennifer, she goes shopping across the border. That's one of her favorite stores.
All right. Okay.
A little bit of that's happened. Not a ton. Not here where I live, I don't think. I know, like Jennifer had said to me last week, like, order some more my meds, so have stockpiled up on that. If for some reason we had to be quarantined at home, for example, because she works in the medical field, she's concerned, of course. Kelly's making the point of in London and Toronto, so much larger cities, haven't really seen it here. But then I don't do the grocery shopping either, so I haven't really seen it here. I haven't heard about it. So we're okay here, I think. I mean,
right.
I don't know.
Dom is making the point that MS patients are vulnerable, so we just have hope that it doesn't spread. And Kelly's given us a link and saying yes, in London and in Toronto, Costco stores, people are buying stuff up, and it's just it's madness, because the basic thing is, first of all, I mean, for the general public, for those who can travel to another supermarket, it's not a problem. But if you can't leave town, then it's affecting people who can't get out shopping. And that's the crazy thing. You're actually denying supplies to people who genuinely need them.
Yeah.
I've got you. I don't know if it's a true story or not. And it doesn't really matter, but the principle is right. Gent said he went to his local wholesaler and he bought a load of toilet rolls, basically a pallet full of toilet rolls rather than a 6-pack or a 4-pack. And he's now got them on eBay and he's selling them at 50 cents a roll.
Oh, wow.
It's just, profiteering.
Well, that's... Yeah. Some people might say, well, you shouldn't profit off of that. Well, I don't know. The medical companies will be.
Right. And this is a direct consequence of what's happening at the moment. Barry and Debbie are not going to go on a USA road trip this summer. Might do it next year instead. Right. A screen share. Okay,
yeah, well, I just went to the link that Kelly shared, so I thought.
All right. Okay. Here we go. I'll stay on screen, and we'll just put it full screen. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
So where are we? As of March 8th, 2020, 62 cases of the COVID-19 have been confirmed in Canada. In addition, the government of Quebec, French only, reported their 4th case, and the government of Alberta reported their 4th case. Pardon me. The province has sent in its presumptive possible samples to the National Microbiology. So, Ontario, 31. British Columbia, 27. Quebec and Alberta, 3 and 1. Those are interesting numbers, too. Like, why is it so high in Ontario and British Columbia, but so low? Like, that's a big scale, right?
It is. I mean, when they first told us about the virus, Kelly's saying resellers buy low, sell high. I'm with that principle. I haven't got a problem. What I do have a problem with is people actually using supplies which other people in need cannot get access to. I think that what it does show, if you look at the places where people have been confirmed, is that how much people travel, around the globe. How many people have been to Italy and to China? I mean, we do the Blood for Britain show on Thursdays, as you know.
Yeah.
This brings it home. When we do the Blubbing for Britain show, there are 4 of us, and John, you know myself and John, you know Peter, but there's a 4th member of our team, and that's Stephen. And Stephen got married and went on honeymoon to Venice, which is now in the area in Italy that has been closed down. Effectively, in the north of Italy, 25% of the population of Italy are not allowed to travel outside the area that they're in, Lombardy. They're not allowed to go to the south. They can't fly. Train stations have got police and army, and people are just not allowed to move out of that particular area. And that was put in place 3 days after Stephen and Sue returned from their honeymoon. If their honeymoon had been delayed by 3 days, they would still be in Italy, and no way of getting back because they're actually closed for at least the next 14 days. Wow!
And then that causes other problems, like finances. Can't get back to work, and then how do we pay to stay here and all that stuff? Yeah,
that's true. And the other thing is that if you'd booked a holiday to Italy, until your government gives advice that you shouldn't travel there, you cannot cancel of your own accord. You have to let the travel operator, tour operator, cancel. and they won't cancel unless they have to. So if you've paid for a holiday and your government says nothing, and you say, I'm not going there, you can't cancel. You lose your money. You lose all your money. Yeah. Right. Okay. Time for a little technical wizardry. I'm going to take the screen over for a second. This is just my way of digression. You might wonder, you've not asked me the question. The question was, why don't you have a background? Yeah. Where's your green screen?
Where is it?
Where is it? Thank you, David. Okay. Well, that's because...
Stephen, why don't you have a background?
Because I wanted to do this. This talk about the shows last week, and I'm actually using XSplit Broadcaster as my virtual camera. I didn't want to overload it, so I've actually come in via XSplit Broadcaster into Be Live. So it's a standard entry into Be Live. This is a virtual camera, and it means I can do all sorts of whizzy stuff when I am full screen, like every 30 seconds down the left-hand side over there, the screen will change and you'll see each of the shows in turn. All of these shows are available on YouTube. You can watch the replay on YouTube. Just search for 5 Days Live or for me, and you'll find the shows. And I just want to say, this is my just chance really. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Brigetti, Marco, Linda, Joe, Tina, David, of course, Lottie, Fonz, the real Fonz with the beard, and for helping me and co-hosting last week. The shows were just first class. The information imparted was valuable, and I could tell from sitting in the producer's chair that everybody just got on famously, and new friends were made and old friendships were reignited, and we're now starting to work as a team on other things. So now I can actually turn that off and I can come back to just me. And that's the magic of using XSplit Broadcaster. Now, I don't know how that's going to look on the video, but I just wanted to...
So you've been a little pixelated and kind of sluggish.
I am I?
Well, you have been. Right. Yeah, just on and off throughout the broadcast. And when you took XSplit away, you're a little better. Well, like there you are. So I don't know. You're seeing
okay now.
Probably. Not bad.
Right. Not bad. Okay. I can close XSplit, of course, which I could do. Have you got something you want to talk about for 2 minutes?
Well, is this the time for bad dad jokes?
Oh, it's most definitely the time for bad dad jokes. We'll go solo, and you can still hear my grunts, but I'm going to switch cameras.
Boy. Steven's become very brave in allowing me to have the bad dad jokes section, and I have to get my glasses on because I can't do it. Are you like that too? You can't do anything without them. Okay. I actually, on my Twitch channel, that you see the same name, Dev Burrows on Twitch, actually you can earn points while you're in the channel. And one of the things you can do with the points is to say, tell me a bad dad joke. So somebody did that last night while I was on. Why did the fish cross the sea? Why did the fish cross the sea?
I don't know, David. Why did the fish cross the sea?
To get to the other tide.
Oh, good. Oh, good. We're off and running. We're off and running.
Only 100 more to go. What did baby corn say to mama corn?
I don't know. Tell us.
Where's popcorn? Come on.
You don't read these first, do you? You admitted that.
I don't read these first. They're on the calendar that my daughter gave me. And I found a good use for it, and that's to entertain all of you wonderful people. I just got hit by a rented car. It hurts.
Oh. Okay. That was quite good, actually. Cool.
I wouldn't mind meeting the person that had to sit down and come up with 365 of these. Oh boy. Almost there. How many hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I have no idea.
You wouldn't know. It's kind of an obscure number.
Excuse me.
That one was gone.
Jeremy.
Bless you. This is a statement. Velcro. What a ripoff.
Okay.
That's funny.
Are we up to date?
Oh, this is a good one. If Jennifer's watching, she'll appreciate this one. A man walks into a dentist's office. He says, "Doc, you have to help me. I think I'm a moth." The dentist says, "I can't help you. I'm a dentist. You need a psychiatrist. Why did you even come in here?" The man replies, "The light was on."
Growl.
Yeah. And finally, Monday, March 9th. Instead of the John, I call my toilet the Jim. It sounds better when I say I go to the gym first thing every morning. And that's all. That's all. That's all.
Right. It's raining outside again, so I need the umbrella.
$9.95 that my daughter spent. Well spent.
The same people who write Christmas cracker jokes are actually I'm pretty sure of that. It takes a certain sense of humor.
Certainly.
Yeah, that would be good. Right. Okay. Now we want to go on to something which we talk about occasionally. A friend of ours, Linda Sunshine West, or Linda West.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. The thing is that she was put in Facebook jail, and she doesn't know what she's done wrong. And basically, there's no way of finding out, because when you're put in jail, you can appeal, and it takes time, or you don't get a reply. So, but you've got to wait. So if you go into jail for 4 days, then you're in for 4 days. If you're in 14 days, then you're in for 14 days. And the other thing that can happen is Facebook Messenger attached to pages. You can be prevented from using that. If somebody complains about you sending them too many messages, then people complain, Facebook switch Messenger off, and you can appeal. You might get a reply, but in general, nothing happens. Yeah. And it's not knowing is worse than it's just crazy. I know they can't handle each one of them personally with 2.3 billion users. It's a little difficult, but what they could do, and this is my suggestion of the week, and it's a simple one. Either just just tell us what we've done wrong. Yeah. Why is it a secret? If you tell us somebody's complained about Messenger, then we know what to do. We can actually send less messages, definitely to that person. We don't need to know who, but we can change the way we actually run Messenger. If we've overstepped by posting in groups too much and our personal profile has been sent to jail, could you tell us that you've been put in jail because you posted too much in groups or too quickly? Because cut and paste and share is a definite route to jail. But it is just, if you could tell us, then life will be a lot easier. Now, as a result of this, Linda being put into jail and being restricted on messages, she has closed down, or is in the process of closing down, her Facebook business page, which had 20,000 likes on it. And it closes in 12 days. I know this because I'm an admin of the page, and I spoke to Linda this morning confirming that she's doing it. And I've got to be there as admin, and Facebook tells me every day that this page has transgressed our rules, and I can't do a thing about it. And I can't leave as admin because Linda's legged it. She's gone, so I'm the only admin left on the page. Okay, so this is my annual call to actually have a look at another network, and the network is MeWe.com, which I've mentioned before, I'm sure. But Linda's having a look around now, and we may have a concerted effort to actually move part of what we do over to MeWe.com. MeWe.com is free to use. It has no adverts, and they value your privacy. So we're exploring that, and I'll bring updates along. But Facebook's have you ever been in Facebook jail, David?
I have. It was probably about 3-4 years ago. And what it was what was the first time? So I used to live stream pool tournaments here at the local pool hall.
Okay.
And I would live stream it. And it went great for a good year, half a year. And then what was happening was, while somebody was playing pool, the pool players, they'd have the jukebox playing in the background. And my microphone would pick up the music. And then this is when they started doing all this and going, okay, we got to, like, that was you could do it for a long time. And then it would pick up the music in the background, shut me down. Be like, it was very faint even. And then I did, like, the first year that I did Blue Water Border Fest here in Sarnia, I would go live, and in between the bands, they'd have music playing. And I got shut down one day, and I was like, So that's been I struggled with Facebook jail with that. That music thing doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. They will mute certain parts of your video in the replay, which it's good and bad. But other than that, I haven't. And, I know I've heard you talk about it. I saw Linda, I even saw Linda send a new link in our messenger chat, and I tried that, and it says it doesn't work.
No, there is, we can only surmise, but Linda decided to set up a second Facebook account, personal one, while still having her original. And she signed up again with a second account in the hope that one would be in the clear. But Facebook is on the lookout for that. And within 4 hours of actually creating a second personal account, it was taken down, which is why everything went nowhere, because there was nowhere for it to go. Facebook getting pretty hot on just having one account. If you want to have more than one account, then you really do need to have a separate email address. And the point was made, because when Linda said, I've disappeared again, somebody said, right, okay, if you're going to do this, and you shouldn't really, then what you do need is you need a different IP address. Because if you log in with the same IP address as a similar account, they know it's you. You can't, we can spoof IP addresses if you use a VPN. But if you don't use a VPN, you're continually broadcasting from the same IP address.
That would suck, though, if if I got banned, but Jennifer logs into this computer for her account, she wouldn't be able to get in anymore.
That's right. Oh, yeah. But they're different names. Right?
No, different name, but same IP.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, but it's the same name, the same IP. It was Linda Sunshine West, and then Linda West 2.0, I think it was. That's the one she gave it.
But you got to be, and there must be something that was done. I mean, I'm sure not intentionally by Linda, but it makes me, and I don't know, I'm just trying to add 2 and 2. There must have been something done that made Facebook go, no, you can't do that. Like, I don't think they just wake up one day and randomly go, okay, we're picking on Linda today, or that one, or I don't know. Does that make sense?
I don't. It does. There is a suspicion, and the only suspicion, that somebody complained. Right. But we don't know the truth of that, and there's no way of knowing. But the algorithms definitely kicked in. And just to catch up, Kelly's got MeWe, which is good. Yeah. And he's saying it's hard to get used to the photos and videos stored in the cloud, And Kelly's admitting something. He's still got MySpace. Have we all got MySpace? Did it ever disappear totally? I don't know. I mean, we must have hundreds of redundant accounts on the internet. Right. Okay. Now, everybody who's here today who signed up to Facebook Messenger and signed up to Facebook Messenger bots, where we send you information on our upcoming shows. So we send a shout out and say, David and Stephen are live at 12 p.m. Eastern on Monday. That's stopped. You will no longer get bombarded with, not you, we ever bombarded you, but that avenue is no longer open to us because of the changes made by Facebook. Basically, it is in this instance a commercial decision. Facebook have decided to commercialize Messenger for companies. So if you want to send a broadcast message to 100,000, 10,000 people, then you pay. And you pay so much a message like you pay so much a text. And as we're broadcasting for free and the advice we give for free, it goes against the grain a little bit to actually pay to annoy you. So I won't be paying for Messenger broadcast. David?
Yeah, I stopped using the Messenger bots a while ago. Like even before they said you couldn't do that anymore. While there was some advantage in there, the one thing was like people just when they would send you a message just to say hello or ask a question, they were automatically added to the Messenger bot list. Yeah. And it was like they didn't really know they were signing up for that.
No, they didn't opt in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a little bit of issue with that. And at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, it was a sort of a great alert system and whatnot, but I've still been able to build a community without it. So there's other ways to promote yourself. And for me, at the end of the day, the best promotion is word of mouth. So Kelly, Barry, all of them, and I know they've done it. If you like this show, please tell your friends. And do that by sharing a link. And when it comes from somebody directly that recommends, like all the years I was a disc jockey for weddings, I never, ever, ever once advertised in a newspaper or anything. It was all because they enjoyed it. Somebody told somebody who told somebody who told somebody, and so on and so forth. And that's the same thing here. And that's how I've built my community and anything else that I've done. So I'd sooner have a fan than a follower. Put it that way.
One person at a time. Right. Okay. Now, we were given a golden tip we were given many tips last week, but the one that sticks in my mind was from Marco. And he said, basically, when he does an interview, when the interview is finished, he stays in the studio with the guest and said, and the guest is in a fantastic mood because they've just had an hour on video. And he said, would you like to give me a recommendation? And he presses the record button and they record a short testimonial.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
So I thought, right, okay. At the end, you may have wondered about some of the messages in Messenger after last Friday's show. When I said it was great to have such good friends, I was totally blown away because both Linda and Marco were talking about this, talking about getting testimonials. And Linda says she does it, she's out mobile, and Marco says he does it after a guest. And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to be cheeky here. I'm going to ask at the end of this broadcast, the 58th minute, I'm going to ask for a testimonial. And I was joking. I was jossing. I didn't, I was just winding in. It didn't work. It was taken as being true. And I just blown away by what they actually said. And I just like to publicly say thank you to both of them. So that's to Marco and to Linda, if you're watching the replay of this show. Nice. If you're watching live. Just brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I'm going to start using it.
Yeah. it's just so simple because you've got the camera, you've got the person, and
well, that's the same thing too as like what I've started doing. I've said it for years. Oh, I should do this, and I finally started implementing it. Is after I interview somebody, even if I've interviewed them before, but I've never asked them the question because I have other services, I'll say to them, thanks very much. Do you mind if I get your email so I can just send you some information about some of the other things that you may or may not know that I do? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Like what kind of things? And I will say, well, I do live streaming of events. I do some videography. I do voiceover work. Oh, really? Yeah, I can record like for your telephone on hold, that sort of stuff. So it's just another opportunity to simply promote yourself without really coming on strong. I've just interviewed you. Like the show is a chicken wing, I call it, right? Nobody pays me to do that, but because it publicly puts my face out there and it gives me an opportunity to network, really. And there's nothing wrong with, and that's the soft sell, right? It's like, I just interviewed you. Yeah. Would it be okay if I send you some information? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Indeed. All good.
Build that list.
Right. Okay.
So does that mean at the end of this show, you want me to give you a testimonial?
No. No,
that's Stephen. Watch out for him.
No, I'm not doing that. What I'm going to do is I've been running without lights, and I'm just going to switch the lights on so that we can all see what happens when you do switch the lights on. This the picture improves. Right. Okay. I best explain why. I actually normally I go for a run after the show. Yeah. So we're training for the 5K. Today I was on my own and Gillick was out, so I went for a run before the show.
Oh.
So I forgot to switch the lights on. My hand settled down from the run. That's why there've been no lights during the show. And I just want to wish good luck to Angelica if she's watching. Angelica is standing for state council, would be your equivalent. So she's hoping to be a candidate in our county election, whether she's going to be a candidate for council. So I just want to wish her luck, and who knows what can happen. Be positive.
Good luck
and
to you.
Anything can happen. Brilliant. Thank you, David. I'll pass that on.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Now, the other thing, of course, that we've got to be wary of is that we are at the mercy of the stock markets. And the stock markets around the world have crashed in the last 24 hours. Globally, starting over in Hong Kong and Japan, and then it swept right across Europe, right across the UK, right across to Canada and the US. And share prices are falling everywhere. A barrel of oil is now $32 instead of $52. And we're seeing the start of what is, for want of a better word, panic. Our stock markets around the globe are actually panicking. And okay, investing in stocks is a form of gambling, but it is supposed to be a safe place. And when the stock market goes down, we all lose because our pensions are in the stock market. If you've got a pension policy with anybody, then they've invested in shares which are sold on the stock exchange wherever you are, and we all lose out. And just panic is just pandemonium at the moment, and there's no rationale behind it. They just sense that because of coronavirus that things are not going to improve in the short term. So difficult times. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I heard something on the radio. I think it was CBC was talking about this. Cutting interest rates. Growing number of Canadians expect their personal finances to be affected as cases of COVID-19 spread, according to a new poll. The poll, which was conducted between February 28th and 29th, found that 37% of Canadians believe the coronavirus will hit their personal financial situation. That's an increase of 20% from February 14th, when Canadians were asked the same question. Dale Bricker, the global CEO of Public Affairs, explained such a dramatic jump in numbers already. So, yeah, it's, I don't know. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it's a huge impact on people, right? Everything that's happening. And, you just talk about being stuck in, I'd play that, but it's too long.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take that away. Like even being stuck in Italy for 14 days. Well, yeah. I need money. I got to eat.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's definitely having a huge impact on the world.
Yeah. I mean,
you can count your blessings if you're not affected by it.
True. Truly. I mean, they showed pictures of Venice on the television last night, and Venice is built on water, but it's also exists on tourism, and the visitor numbers are down by 80%. And that's just you can't imagine what that's doing to local businesses and local people. And now they've got the quarantine of a quarter of Italy. Yeah. So word from broadcasting your community is stay safe. Is it not?
Yeah. I guess, right? Even after it's all over, is it really over? I mean, we don't know. I mean, we don't know what the next virus is going to be, right? We don't know that touching that thing is a bad thing, or like you just never know anymore. So I guess all you can do is try to be as safe as possible. It's concerning.
And live life as normal. Speaking of which, you have a show at 3:30, David. See how I did that?
Oh, yeah. I love how you did that. You're so clever. Coming up 3:30 this afternoon, interviewing the founder of Sarnia Sings, which is an event coming up on April the 22nd. In its fourth year, we call it Sarnia Sings Volume 4, which I've been able to be a part of and was invited to be a part of from the start, which I'm very proud to be. We've selected our singers, but I thought it would be interesting to talk to Adam Dumond, who created it, and there's a really unique reason why he did, and he shares that. And then I talk with another local musician, Jason McDonald, who's a part of the Town and Country Travelers, and he's quite a guy. He's a country twanging kind of guy, and a storytelling. I interviewed him on Thursday, and I could still be sitting there listening to him telling stories. So definitely a great interview. So that's coming up, and Dom's got a special fundraiser that I'm going to be talking about on there as well, and some other local stuff as well. So that's 3:30 this afternoon. Thanks, Stephen.
I shall catch the replay, most definitely. Although, as Angelica is actually at a council meeting, I might be able to watch live. Who knows?
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Tomorrow, right now, miraculously, this show actually went out at 12 p.m. Eastern. Why is that miracle? Because it's we're only 4 hours difference now. For 2 weeks, there's a 4-hour time difference between Wiltshire and Sarnia, and I managed to remember, which is good. So I'll do the same next week, and hopefully we'll go out at 12 p.m. Eastern next week. Yeah. I look forward to seeing you all then. David, it's up to you.
Yeah, we just had our daylight savings time, right? We just jumped ahead, so an hour.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Appreciate you being here. Barry, Kelly, Dom was here, Corinder, everybody who joined us, thank you so much. And please take the time to click the share button if you enjoy this broadcast. And if you also enjoyed this broadcast, hello, Ed. Give us a 10 in the comments below. And if you didn't like us, do nothing except come back again next week, every Monday, 12 noon Eastern. Give us another chance. From Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Bye for now.
Bye. Take care, everybody.